we are continuing now this special edition of Washington Watch where we are recapping and breaking down some of President Trump's historic address before the joint session of Congress last night. And here now with his thoughts is Congressman Keith Self. He's a member of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, as well as the Foreign Affairs Committee and the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. He represents the 3rd Congressional District of the great state of Texas. Congressman Self, welcome back to Washington Watch. Great to see you.
Thank you, Jody. Good to see you. Good to be here.
All right. Well, let's break this down. Your thoughts on the president's address last night?
Well, I've been telling everybody that was just a lot of fun. In fact, I ran into the president in the hallway just after the speech, and I told him the same thing. I said, Mr. President, that was just a lot of fun. And you know what? He said, as soon as I got started, I knew it was going to be good, and I had fun. So the first comment I would make is we had a lot of fun listening to that. That was a great speech. He was very clear, very direct, and I got to tell you, just a lot of fun.
Well, one of the big moments of that came from this line. Since you're talking about fun, let me just go ahead and play this clip 3, please. President Trump on immigration made this comment.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Talk about fun. Your thoughts on that comment?
Well, that was a zinger. That was a wonderful line because he's exactly right. I mean, he is exactly right. He's done more in 40 plus days than Joe Biden did in 4 years. I mean, he's right. All you have to do is have the political will to make it happen. The laws are there. Just have the political will to make it happen.
It was amazing. The president also, and you're an expert on the foreign affairs and foreign policy, and I wanted your take on the letter that he received from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. I thought that was a powerful moment as well. How do you grade the president's handling of the war so far?
Well, first of all, after the disastrous Friday interview in our press conference in the Oval Office, you remember Zelensky ran off to Europe to try to replace the United States. And frankly, he got stonewalled. So, I mean, he's coming back. He's agreed now to the rare earths agreement that had been in the works. So I think he realizes now that he needs the United States and he's willing to sign the agreement. But yes, President Trump is doing exactly as he told the American people he would do. He's committed to peace. He's committed to peace between Russia and Ukraine, and he will not be deterred. From one interview in the Oval Office to a few days, he's not going to be deterred from his primary goal of bringing peace to Russia and Ukraine.
It's incredible, and you've mentioned it a couple of times. Remarkable that we're just today, 44 days into this administration. It just continues to run at breakneck speed with accomplishment after accomplishment. Turning back to the speech, there were so many emotional stories and guests who were there. Which story did President Trump share last night that resonated the most with you?
Well, I will tell you the line that I liked the most. I will just tell you, it was wonderful. And I'm going to read you the exact line. Our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. That's a tremendous line from a U.S. president on the global stage. Tremendous line, standing for life, standing for God's sovereignty in our lives. Jody. Jody, that was a wonderful line that was the highlight of the evening for me.
Yeah, I agree. I almost broke in tears when he said that. That was so powerful. And so it was just truth. It's just undeniable truth what he said there. On the flip side of the emotions that you and I had and so many others on comments like that and stories he made, we had Democrats' behavior last night that I found absolutely appalling. What was it like on the floor, not seeing them even stand up for a 13-year-old survivor of brain cancer. What was your take on that?
It was disgusting. I mean, here we have the president of the United States, and listen to what they obviously didn't clap for a child survivor, as you say, of cancer, planting a U.S. flag on Mars, fighting crime, helping working families, catching terrorists, and destroying the cartels. Why in the world are you not for U.S.? I mean, we are all Americans, whether we're on the left side of the aisle or the right side of the aisle. And it was dumbfounding, Jody, just to see them sit there and do nothing. And any of these these very patriotic ideas that President Trump was putting out. And listen, if you want to hear the essence of his speech, go to the last 2 or 3 minutes. He gave a wonderful vision for the future of America, and nothing from the Democrats. So you have to ask, are they really for America? And I will tell you, all across America, they saw the same thing that you and I saw. Americans saw it, and frankly, that's why 76% of the American people liked the speech. They applauded the speech, 76%. That's hard to get to, Jody. That's hard to get to.
It sure is. The cameras didn't show much of it, so I'm asking this in all sincerity. Was there any point where the Democrats did clap for any portion of the speech from your view?
There was one gentle lady who stood up for one issue, and I believe it was the child survivor. But as far as I know, and I didn't have a very good seat, as far as I know, that was the only time I saw them react. So no, it was very flat over there. In fact, President Trump handled it very well, because when they tried to speak over him, he simply got a little bit louder and simply rode over them. So he handled it very well. Now, obviously, one representative was ejected from the floor, and that was well done by the speaker, because it needed to be done. That was just absolutely abhorrent behavior.
Uncalled for. Congressman Keith Self of Texas, always great to have you on Washington Watch. So glad you're a part of the speech last night, and thank you for coming on Washington Watch this evening.